Hi Scrubs, I hope you're well. So we're back with Horse Reality. So it's been 2 years since I've done a video on this, so we're going to be looking at the updates that there's been in that period of time, checking out some new features, and just a heads up, all of my horses are dead, bar one. Only one of my horses is still alive. This one. Everything else that I had, and I had full stables, has died. But that's my fault. Should have come on and checked them. So yeah, all of my stallions that I worked really hard on and things like that, they're all just gone. So from what I can tell, I think the highest I got my stallions, obviously I can see here, it was 4 very good, from what I can see. As for my foals, I think I did reach a 5 very good statted foal. But I guess the challenge now is to reach a little bit further and a little bit higher up. But before we do that, I want to have a look and see what has been added to the game. So there has been things, obviously, that have sort of stayed the same. Pretty much the horses section seems to be exactly the same. The estate seems to be the same. But we've had the addition of the fitting room. So the fitting room here, we can basically select horses and then select backgrounds for them. I'm not going to do that, but it is available. Do I have any in my inventory? There we go, so I can actually see, for example, will actually show up there. There is also the addition of the full pastures. So, full pastures. Do you need some extra space? Perhaps I can help you out. You can bring any foal to me as long as they're at least 6 months and below 3 years old. I will take care of them at my full pastures. I'll make sure that they won't get sick, and I'll take them to the vet or the blacksmith if necessary. They will get proper food, water, and regular grooming sessions. Leave it to me. The more horses you bring to me, the more expensive it will get. If you decide to pick up your horse sooner than planned, that's fine. I won't do refunds though, so make sure you make the right decision. Kai Walker. Okay, so I can actually go in here, and obviously right now I can't select anything because I don't have any foals that meet that criteria. But it looks like you can put quite a few in there, and you can see how progressively more expensive it gets. So 250 for the first one, very last one is 10,000. So it ain't cheap. We've only got 22 right now. I don't know if I have any in the bank. I might have some in the bank. I don't remember if I did. We already had the freezer. The freezer was already existing. I do actually have some saved from some of my stallions, so at least that's something. I don't even remember actually saving any of that, so that's good that we have that. We can actually use that if I get a new mare. And then the inventory, I do have some things in my inventory. So at least we have some stuff left over from the last time that we played. We've also got study here. So right now I'm currently studying in the International University of Equine Sciences, and I'm sort of doing the horse nutrition and farming one. So that I have. Now, competitions and events, I don't think any of these should have changed too much. By the look of them, they haven't changed too much. Now, one thing that I did notice when I was looking at the map is the clubs is now here. Clubs was not here before. When I was playing 2 years ago, clubs didn't exist in this game. So let's have a look at them. So clubs, here you can start your own club for 500 DP, and then a monthly fee of 1,500 HRC. Clubs are a great way to organise breeding groups or to find players with similar playing style. You can create one club, and you can join as many as you like. Please note that you need to pay a monthly contribution to each club. So we can create a club here, so we can have a club name, a logo, and then show this club on the club's page, and players can only join this club with a direct invite from the club, or you can untick that. And this costs 500 DP, so it is quite expensive, but at least you only have to pay then after that with HRC instead of DP. In the community section, I did see a few new things. We obviously, as I said, we've just looked at clubs. The forum was already there. I think the chat was there. The rules and the news things are new sections to the community stuff, but that's just sort of updates and things like that. In terms of the general store, let's have a look. I know that the Delta store was already here. Just want to see if there's anything really new in it. There's a few new backgrounds in there from what I can see. Some quite pretty ones as well. Services, these were both here when I last played the first class ticket and the premium account, so those aren't so much new things. We already had rankings and registries. Search. Ooh. Looks like they've changed the search a little bit, so now there's premium search options. These weren't here before because it used to be, from what I can remember anyway, literally if you were looking for a horse to buy. Let's just have a look, for example. I don't mind which. Let's look for Mustangs. Let's have a search. So, at least now with the premium features, I'm assuming then you can search all of this. I kind of want to see how this works and if it works quite well. And we need to replace the mares that we lost, so actually let's go ahead and we'll get this. I do have some Delta points saved up, so... Okay, so premium 30 days, care for all horses button, select all horses button at the blacksmith, veterinarian, laboratory, profile themes, GIF avatar, footnote in the forum, no advertisements, and extra search options on the market activates upon a purchase. So let's do that. Okay, let's go back to the search. Okay, so this is now ungrayed out for us. I'll just actually, hold on, let me just leave that above that for the moment. I want to see if any of these horses, I really, really doubt that I'm going to find one with everything, but I want to see if it does in fact exist in the sales. Right, so I'm not going to set any breed, discipline, gender, continent, or anything like that. I'm just literally going to search to see if anyone has got one with all of these things. Okay, there actually is. So there's Icelandics that have reached that. Let's see if there's any Mustangs. Because that was the horse that I sort of was maining when I did play this. There is actually some Mustangs on here. Wow, they are expensive though, they're like $500,000. I'm not surprised because they would have taken a huge amount of work to get. A huge amount of work. For sure. I think we're in North America. I think that's the continent that we're on. It's either that or Europe. I can't remember which continent we're on. Maybe we're on Europe. It probably is Europe considering it's showing this part of the map. Yeah, these are expensive horses. I mean, we did start with what? I think my best foal, I think, was a 5 very good statted foal. Let's just see, I want to have a look at one of these horses. So, let's have a look at their genetics. This horse has won a lot of competitions. It is very good in everything. See, that was my eventual goal, to do something along those lines. Hadn't quite got there. It was almost halfway. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to find anything. I'm sure I could probably find stallions available for stud with this stuff, so maybe I should get like a semi-decent mare and then have a look and see what horses I can find. So the other thing that I noticed was the currency exchange. So this seems to be new. We didn't have this before. Looks like you can pretty much swap and sell whatever you want here. There's buy orders, so orders from players who want to purchase, sell orders, offers from players who want to sell. Then we've got world history and my orders. Obviously I haven't done any, so it's not showing anything. So you can choose to sell some of these, so I could like sell some of these for a certain amount here. Interesting. Right, well I think we're going to go ahead and start looking for horses that might meet what we had. So I want to go back. I need to update my page. This is severely out of date, but let's have a look at some of our best stallions that we had. Yeah, because we were looking at a horse that was over 700, that was 12 very good, and most of mine are around the top end, maybe 600, sort of going near 7, but not the whole way. Let's have a look at these two, because obviously it shows deceased here. Okay, posture, head, neck, back. Oh wait, that's the horse that we were just looking at. That's not the one that we... That's not... This isn't mine. That was the one that we were just looking at. Attico's one of my best. He got 7 day champions, 72 first premiums, 10 seconds. So I'm probably going to look for something like this and then try that. So we're gonna go and try and find a mare. So we are actually in Europe, and I went to the airport to check that, but I want to go to the wildlife park, but I want to go to the wildlife park in North America because I want to go and catch some mustangs, because we do have some tickets to use. So we'll use the first class ticket for that. Right, let's go. North American Wildlife Park. Phew, my herd is getting too crowded. If this keeps going on, the horses won't have enough food in the winter. I'll tell you what, you can catch a horse, you may take him home with you. Okay, so let's go. Did you see something moving over there? Let's check it out. You currently have 20 clicks left. Okay, we haven't found anything yet. Nope. Are we gonna find a mustang? So far we're not. Oh, wait. This looks like a bay. Let's try and catch it. Okay, below average, good. Okay. Not a great one. So we'll go again. And see if we can find something a little bit better. I want something with interesting patterns. Try and catch this one. Okay. We'll have to do a genetic test, although these are quite poor stats. I kind of want to avoid getting anything with really poor stats from breeding. So, if we can find interesting colours, maybe one or two, like good ones. Look further. Look further. I kind of want mares. Okay. Go again. We'll try catching that mare. Nope, she got away. That looks like an interesting color. Let's try and catch that. Nope. No success there. Try and catch that. Nope. Gosh, a lot of these ones are escaping and getting away from us so far. Okay, so we've used all of our wildlife tickets. We're going to see our horses now, because we have quite a few. I don't know if we have any really brilliant ones or anything like that yet. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sort them. So we're going to put them where they should be. So they should go on the stallion block. So I've finished sorting the horses. None of the stallions I think I'm going to use because they're not sort of what I want. And there's no particularly interesting coats there. In terms of the mares, I think there is one of them or two of them possibly I might use. Possibly the one at the top. This one I haven't yet actually named it. Right, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so 8 good and 4 average. So update that. So one of those mares I may keep. The other ones probably I won't, I would say. Then in the coat foals I did actually have some reasonable foals there. Some I was reasonably happy with. That one isn't bad. There's 1 or 2 of them there that are sort of averaging, you know, like this one for example, but I would consider using it if I could get it tested for its genetics. Let's go to the lab. Oh, okay. Well, I can't do that right now, but that would be something that I would possibly do at some point. Because I'll be curious to see if they have any interesting coats or anything like that. The filly foals, there wasn't anything standout-ish here, unfortunately. There's quite a few that I know I just will absolutely sell. For sure. And there's maybe 2 that I would maybe keep. Possibly this one here. This would be one I would consider keeping. It has only just 1 average. And I'm curious to see if it has 1 agouti or 2. This one here is another possibility. I'll actually update that. This might be one that I would keep. as well, but I think everything else I will probably more than likely put up for sale out of these, because there's some of these that I definitely just wouldn't even bother using, like this one for example. A lot of below averages on this one, and I don't want to start with that, so that I will most likely sell. I have placed a bunch of fillies and colts in here that I plan to keep. So these are ones that look like they might have interesting genes and things like that in terms of coat color. So I'm holding on to them right now. Everything else I've stuck up for sale. I actually had way more fillies than I expected. Some mares, some colts, and stallions. So they're all going up for sale. These are the ones that I'm going to see what they carry whenever I test them in the lab. We'll do one of the tests now, so I want to pick an interesting one. Let's maybe test this one here. Okay, so this one is 6G, 5A, 1BA. I need to like rename these, so we're going to go ahead and select all, perform the test on that one. Okay, so this one does not carry a goodie, which I figured it didn't, because it isn't showing any signs of bay. This doesn't have any grey. It has no cream, no dun, no champagne, no silver. It is carrying one bit of frame here. So that one could be quite an interesting one to use. Possibly. If I can get it on the right cross. I have to cross them right to be able to kind of work on what I want to get. Because that was the one thing that I found really exciting the last time I played this. Like down here, for example, I noted what colors I got, like Smoky Black Dun, Maroon Tobiano. You know, it's the colors that I find really interesting in this game, is all the different beautiful coats that you can get. So that's something that I really enjoyed. Like obviously, basically all of these horses have now passed away, you know. They're all deceased. So sadly, we can't use any of them, but as I said, I do have some vials left in my inventory with some of the horses, so probably we'll go ahead and try and use some of them. So for anybody that plays this game quite regularly, I want to know, when did they add these little arrows? Because I don't remember these little arrows being there before, because the last time I did a video on this was May 2019. So I want to know when these were added, because I don't recall these ever being there. I remember always having to open horses in different tabs, which made caring for horses very, very tedious. And I got to a point where I had so many horses that it got a bit overwhelming. And that was mainly the reason I sort of didn't continue for quite a time. So I'd be curious to know if any of you guys know when this was added. So that's a good improvement. I like that a lot. I think I'm going to try and be a little bit more specific with my goals in this time. While I want to breed interesting coats, I think I should pick a few that I want to aim for, as well as obviously taking into consideration the overall stats of the horse and their conformation. I want to give myself a more specific goal because I think it'll help me focus more, rather than being trying to breed every imaginable Mustang coat, which I think would end up being too much and I'd end up with too many, and I need to be more particular about what I decide to breed. But anyway, scrubs, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you had a lovely day, and bye!